What is up, good people? Jungle Link here. Hope you're doing good. Want to talk about no incentive is the best incentive, the very famous line by David Schwartz, and how that ties in to Ripple's selling of XRP and its effect on the price and our future outlook. We'll talk about it. But before we get into that, today it was announced that Coinbase's motion to dismiss the SEC's complaint was denied. I saw a lot of people out there, professionals in the industry, really kind of down. I never expected that to happen. Now, I know a lot of the pros thought they had a good chance, that Coinbase had a really valuable argument, but this is the issue. When you look at Ripple, strong case. They won almost every hearing, every major argument. A sweeping victory in most important categories, but there still was over $700 million in violations. Coinbase going to be even better than that when they have 100 assets trading on their platform, each with their own facts and circumstances, and they have all sorts of novel services like staking and just all kinds of stuff going on. What are the chances there that there are some violations in their operations? I'd say pretty high. And so it's not likely the judge is just going to dismiss this case, even if parts of it may be weak. And I think they did strip off some of the complaints about the wallet and all that stuff. But other than that, we're going to go forward, and it's really the correct thing to do. I mean, this is a gray area of the law. This is the point of this procedure, even though it takes a long time, costs a lot of money. When you have these uncertainties, kick them off to the courts, let the courts decide. It's going to take a long time. It's frustrating. But at the end of this, I think we'll be in a better place. Just like at the end of the Ripple court case, I don't think anyone would have guessed it would have played out exactly as it did. I heard a lot of scenarios from a lot of really smart people, and no one told me, well, if Ripple sells XRP in the secondary market, that's fine. But if they sell to institutions, that's going to be a big problem. Now, when the judge gave her reasoning and her logic and her analysis, then it made a lot of sense, but not before that. And we'll have to see. Is we get similar issues in front of the courts. Do they continue to rule like Judge Torres did, or is there conflicting rulings here? But this is the process we have to go through, and it's to be expected. The SEC didn't have any monster victory here. This is just par for the course. Now, let's talk about that quote. No incentive is the best incentive. And I know what Dave is talking about, but I would argue that all of the incentive went to Ripple. When we look at Bitcoin, all of the supply goes to miners to incentivize them to run the network. When we look at other systems out there, there are coins that are set aside for people that want to stake, for staking rewards and various things. But with Ripple, all the coins went to either the company or those initial executives. That was the allocation of capital. Essentially, when you boil it down, all of the incentive went to the creators of the XRP ledger. Not people that run infrastructure now, not people that build stuff. It went all exclusively to the creators. Not going to say if it's good, not going to say if it's bad. It's just the way it played out. Now, when we look long term, everyone's squawking about Ripple selling XRP. Look, in every ecosystem, someone's selling coins. That's just life. I think the bigger problem, at least here in the mid to short term, is most of the things that Ripple has either done or invested in have been a major bust. They control, again, all of the incentive, all of the value, and they get to allocate that value to build out the network in the way they think it should be done. He who has the gold rules, and rules they do. When we look, 2018, 19, 20, they had this idea that micropayments, things like Coil, $1 billion XRP investment, that was the key. And DeFi, well, that's a little shaky. Maybe someday that would emerge into being something. But micropayments, my God, this is going to take the world by fire. Well, micropayments did not do that. Not saying someday they won't. Not saying payments, especially micropayments, won't be vitally important. But DeFi was the winner and brought in the people that are using those blockchains and the investment. And it's not just Coil and micropayments. You had a storage company, and you had Cinnamon Video, and just a lot of things that just went busto and didn't do anything for the ecosystem. Now, early days, they did some great work, built a lot of value that reflected in XRP. lately it hasn't been as successful. A lot of failed partnerships. You can look at MoneyGram also as an investment. Not only did they buy MoneyGram stock with, XRP that they sold, but they were also incentivizing MoneyGram millions of dollars a quarter to build out ODL, and it didn't work. But I'm hopeful because I like the areas they're focused on right now. The idea of AMMs, once they get the sucker working, if they do it right, I think it could be a game changer. It seems like they're clearing the way to bring stable coins on the XRP ledger. Significant ones, not just GateHub IOUs. The idea of the clawback, stuff like this. We're playing some catch up. You got a lot of people out there getting agitated, leaving the XRP ecosystem. But if they make these investments and they build out that infrastructure and they do so well, XRP can be a player. I think it's a novel chain. It has some really important capability. I still say payments are going to be important going forward, but they got to make the right moves. And everything they do won't pan out. This is too early. It is emerging. We don't know exactly what will be important, but what we know is they can't continue to whiff on everything they do. Like the gaming company that works on every chain except for XRP. Like the storage company, because storage sucks and it has nothing to do with blockchain. Or, Coil, with the best thing they had is these god-awful blogs that no one ever wanted to read, so on and so forth. We got to have some winners, something that's going to drive usage of XRP and the XRP ledger. At the end of the day, it's Ripple's XRP to sell and it's their money to spend, but I can commentate on that because they pitch these investments as something that's good for the XRP ecosystem, and when it fails to drive any value, I'm going to call it out. But again, I like the direction they're going here. We'll have to see it play out. Can they get AMMs launched? Do we see them get people using this and getting some real liquidity on chain? It'll be a game changer for Ripple's business, for our purposes within crypto. That's just the very first step, but it's a big one. Let's hope they knock it out the park. Let me know what you think down below. And as always, please like, please subscribe. The revolution will be televised right here on Jungle Link.